everybody? Just waiting for this to pop up. Let's go to YouTube and see if I can pull up the chat. No, I don't want this. I don't want this. Let me move this over a little bit. Got OK for here. And of course it's offline. Just waiting for people to pop in. I understand it's 11 p.m. Eastern at night. Hope everybody's doing great. Hope everybody's having an amazing start to their May. I'm super excited to finally be back on here. College is over. About to graduate. I'm excited. And just waiting for some people to pop in. Let me move this over. Let's go accept. Sign in. Now. There we go. View your channel, and now we are in. Perfect. Now I can check the chat out. Let me share this out real quick. There we go. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the JD Sports Zone show. I'm live here from my dorm room. It is May 7th, 2026, and we're here to talk ball. Everybody thought, my sports talking career was going to be over after I graduated college. It is not. I finally have time to come back on here and do what I love, and that's what talk ball. So if anybody has any sports opinions, takes in the chat, I'd love to answer them. But first, make sure to like and subscribe. And also, if you have not already, make sure to go follow JD Sports Zone on Instagram because I'm going to be posting some amazing content you are going to want to stay tuned for in the summer. But appreciate everybody joining. Make sure to drop your sports takes, sports questions in the chat. And I'll be willing to listen to them. What's going on, Dylan? Again, if you guys have any sports takes, make sure to drop them in the chat. What's going on, Little Snoops? If anybody has any questions about the NBA playoffs, NFL draft that just came back, do I like the 49ers? I do not like the 49ers. I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan. Do I like hockey? I used to like hockey. I used to be a big St. Louis Blues fan. Once you guys get to know me, it's my teams are very widespread. Is gambling ruining the integrity of sports? Well, there's certain restrictions and certain laws in different states. I don't think it's ruining the integrity of sports. I say if you bet on your team to win, I don't know. It's very interesting when it comes to that because if you bet on your team to lose and you purposely throw in the towel and lose, then yeah, that's integrity being ruined in sport. Is bowling considering a sport? Bowling is considered a sport. I feel like if it's played on ESPN and there's a competitive aspect to it, yeah, bowling's a sport. Yeah, go Eagles, man. My two favorite teams, Bruins and the Hawks. Yeah. Are you talking about the Atlanta Hawks? Because I mean, personally, I don't have any beef with that. I don't like Knicks fans. Knicks fans kind of annoy me. Not all Knicks fans. Blackhawks. I like it. Dude, I lived in the Chicagoland area during that whole 2010s run for the Chicago Blackhawks, and Patrick Kane was probably one of the greatest hockey players I've seen at his prime. In person. Especially in person. I'm not a big fan, but I actually like your live stream. I appreciate it, man. Hey, if you're not into sports, go watch Banana Ball. Banana Ball is something that can curate to non-sports fans. You're a huge hockey fan? Yeah. I need to get back into hockey. Down here, they have a lot of like local minor league teams in the state of Georgia, but I haven't been one to yet. Frankie sucks, yeah. What's my favorite sport? Baseball. By the way, if you go check out my channel, I have a lot of interviews with a lot of athletes. Tomorrow we have former MLB pitcher Connor Green joining the show, so stay tuned for that. Favorite sport? Yeah, baseball. Who's better, Kobe, LeBron, or Michael Jordan? Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan. Everybody says that LeBron didn't have a supporting cast. He had prime Chris Bosh. He had prime D Wade. And Jordan had to face, everybody's like, Jordan had to face plumbers. Jordan didn't have to face plumbers. The 90s NBA was one of the hardest nosed defense that anybody has ever had to face. Kobe, from a cultural aspect and community impact, I think he's one of the greatest basketball players of all time. 100%. But Jordan was putting up, everybody says the keyword, LeBron James is putting up Jordan numbers at the age of 40. Keyword Jordan. Jordan's the one who started this whole thing. Therefore, I think he's the GOAT of his generation. LeBron is the GOAT of his generation, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the GOAT of his generation. I don't think there's any in between. But great question. Continue the questions. Yeah, dude, I've had the opportunity to do so many interviews with MLB All-Stars, former NFL players, banana ballers, content creators. I'm planning to do a lot more. Bedard, Soderblom, Fulinga, White Kaiser. Ew, no. I have been paying attention to a lot of like recent hockey. I love Connor Bedard. But the era for the Blackhawks that I truly paid attention to was Duncan Keith, Brent Seabrook, Corey Crawford, Patrick Kane, Jonathan Toews, guys like them. I bet you like banana ballers, dude. Banana ballers are goated, bro. Bedard is so young. Yeah, Bedard is younger than I am. Connor Bedard is younger than I am. It's like it makes me think, what am I doing with my life if Connor Bedard is making millions, bro, playing hockey? Yeah, the Fly Eagles fly, man, for sure. I'm trying to find my Donovan McNabb jersey. I can't find it anywhere. But again, if you guys like content like this, make sure to go follow me on Instagram. JD Sport Zone, same thing. Trying to get to 600 followers on Instagram over there. And just trying to build up. So yeah. Swimming from the Bruins, yeah. Personally, nowadays, I'm a big fan of like Colton Parayko. He's not on the team anymore. Jake Neighbors, Robert Thomas, Jordan Cairo, Jordan Bennington. Yeah, I need to get back in hockey. Like playoff hockey. I have a couple friends who are like Nashville Predators fans. I have a friend who's a Florida Panthers fan, and that's all he watches. If you have like an SEC championship game on or an ACC championship game on, he's gonna watch the Marlins or hockey over that. So shout out Schrader Sports if you guys want to go follow him on Instagram as well. The big question is, do I know what? Let me send this to Brenda. Jonathan Toews is, yeah. I know Jonathan Toews. Pretty sure everybody knows Jonathan Toews. At least if you paid attention to hockey at one point. So, yeah. But y'all make sure to shout this out, share this with your friends, to go comment some sports takes. Yeah. Bro, give me a lot of start bench cuts. I'm willing to answer those as well. I'd love to answer some of those because I haven't gotten a lot of start bench cuts lately every time I do a live. An overrated food. Sorry, somebody put that as a Q&A sticker. An overrated food. Fettuccine Alfredo, bro. Alfredo. Just because it's like pasta. Pasta is like spaghetti and meatballs. Yeah. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, go follow JD Sports Zone on Instagram as well. Would love the support over there. I'm trying to build that up more than I am on YouTube. Man, I'm surprised there's even 4 people in here at this time of night too. I'm on the East Coast, so kind of my point. But again, we have some big name guests coming in through JD Sports Zone in the podcast. Again, Connor Green is a former Baltimore Oriole. Just got done playing professionally. I believe he's a free agent, one of the two. We just had Matty Fresh, the guy who made the Trace McSorley song. You may know him from that. Jason Barker saying that I'm a fake Cardinals fan is insane. I'm pretty sure this is Jason Barker. Fake Cardinals fan is insane. Jason, by the way, shout out Jason Barker doing great things for the Gwinnett Stripers. Make sure to go to Gwinnett Stripers games if you're in the area. But I am not a fake Cardinals fan. I feel like people are now saying that because they are good, and I'm so glad they are good. But back in 2022 to 2023, 2024, they would not say I'm good. They would be like, you're not a fake Cardinals fan. You can't bandwagon the St. Louis Cardinals. But shout out Jordan Walker. He's doing his thing. JJ Weatherholt is the truth. He's doing his thing. Shout out Cooper Prince as well. For having the conversation with me on Saturday saying, is JJ Weatherholt the truth? I'm like, yes, he's the truth. But Jason, drop your comments. Drop your sports opinions in the chat, man. I would love to, answer. Again, as my college sports radio career is over, doesn't mean I'm going to stop making sports content. I think that's actually the biggest piece of advice for anybody who's in high school or middle school and is wanting to make sports content. Do it while you can. Do it. Don't ever not do what you love, because it's not really a job if you love it, But I've loved making sports content over the past 6 years. Started this channel back in COVID year where, everybody was starting live podcasts and YouTube channels to, kind of find a hobby. And I found my hobby through sports content. So, yeah. But again, keep dropping comments and takes in the chat. And share this out with your friends to go just yap in the chat, man. Shout out Jason Barker for popping in. Great guy. But I haven't ate dinner, and I've had so many chips in here. I got barbecue chips. I got sour cream and onion. Classic chips from Members Mark. Not sponsored, by the way. Oh, man, it kind of flew over. It's stupid. Make sure to pop in the chat, fellas. I appreciate for everybody coming in today. Let me, there we go. I'm trying to share this link. There we go. Let's see if that works. But yeah, keep commenting in the chat. I might put up a poll here in a second. Create a poll. What's a question you guys want to be asked? Create a poll. Okay. Let's do this. What are the top 2 stadium foods in y'all's opinion? There we go. Make sure to go vote in the chat. I have a poll up of best stadium food. Hot dog. Somebody voted hot dog. I can't tell who voted, but I'm going to leave that up for a little bit. But yeah, keep dropping sports takes in the chat. I might go and get a drink here in a second just because I'm a little thirsty. But yeah, hot dogs or nachos, make sure to vote in the chat. What is a better stadium food? Start, bench, cut. 2018 Trout, 2018 Betts, 2022 Judge. See, 2022 Judge, I believe that was the 60 homer season, correct? Yeah, shout out the hot dog emoji. See, this is really tough for me. I'm gonna have to start 2022 Judge because I believe that was the 60 homer season, if I'm not mistaken, Jason. I'm going to bench 2018 Trout, and I'm gonna cut 2018 Betts. I think you're on. Yeah. Yeah. 2018 Trout, 2018 Betts, I think are, they're up there. 2018. It could go either way to flip flop between 2018 Betts, 2018 Trout, but 100% 2022 Judge to start. If you don't know if you can do that, or you don't know if you want it, dude. Hey, the hot dog is always like the backup stadium food answer, man. Like if I'm at like a Braves game, and because dude, the food is like extremely expensive. Like it was like $12 for a burger at the Chop House, and I'm like, that's kind of actually no, it was like $18 for a burger at the Chop House when I went last year. It's also like $4 a hot dog for my at my school. And if you can get into the game for free, like nobody's gonna pay for it, you can get a $5 McDonald's meal for about the same price as as my school's baseball fields hot dogs. So, but yeah, keep dropping in the chat. Again, stay tuned for big like content coming in the summer. I'm going down to Savannah. Shout out Rex Castillo I'm planning to go down there doing some in-person media content with some former banana ballers I've had on the podcast. So stay tuned for that. I'm super excited to go down there and actually see something and be a part of something in person. So, but yeah, hot dog's always the go-to. It just depends. Like, shout out my guy Michael Miller. Michael Miller is, I don't know if he's watching this right now, but he's a guy that doesn't put any sort of condiments on his food. He might put ketchup on like a hot dog, but that's it. Like he eats a cheeseburger plain, nothing on it. And it's absolutely insane. Like, I'm just a big condiment guy. You know? But I want to get Brandon Dyer in here to talk about his ACC SEC rant. Just get that going on. I don't know if he's awake right now. Let's do this. Go to share. But again, keep continuing dropping your comments and takes in the chat. Would love to answer them. There we go. Just waiting on people to respond. Oh, that was terrible. And there's like an extreme delay too. That's great. Just waiting on. Yeah, but honestly, I don't know. I want to ask you guys this question for the people who are in the chat. So many, just for avid baseball watchers, so many people have a differencing opinions on like the MLB Hall of Fame and its quote unquote like committee on bringing in players. We saw Andrew Jones get inducted last year after like 10 years on the ballot. So I want to ask you, do you think Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame? Just comment. Just comment yes or no. If you believe Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame. Because I have a certain opinion on this. Doesn't mean my opinion's right. Just, I just wanted to express my opinion of it. Do you think Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame? No, she's bad. No, she's bad. No, she's Bobby. Just comment down here. Not to worry, I would be in a lot more trouble. Yes, he should be in the Hall of Fame. I 100% believe he should be in the Hall of Fame. I'm so glad you agree. Look at where he was marked for starting PEDs. He already had 500 homers to that point in his career. Look at the batting average he had before getting marked as quote unquote start PEDs. His Pirates career was absolutely insane. I think he should be in the Hall of Fame. Now, yes, he did use PEDs, performance enhancing drugs. I like to take the equivocal of what they do prior. Like Alex Rodriguez, I don't know. Should be in the Hall of Fame. Like, I want to look at the 2026 MLB Hall of Fame ballot really quick. Who is able to get in? Or 2027. All right, 2026, Carlos Beltran and Andrew Jones got in. Manny Ramirez, also one of the greatest hitters of all time. Torrey Hunter's there. Mark Burley's there. Ryan Braun is not going to get in just due to the PEDs as well. Also, Ryan Braun Skeens is not a top 5 pitcher in baseball. Are we talking about to this point in the season? He's had a rough start to the season, but he's had 2 great back-to-back years. But also, we got to look at run support that he's having because a lot of people look at records. Like the guy has a 5-2 record with a 2.36 ERA, 46 strikeouts in about 8 games, so he's averaging about 6 strikeouts in general per game. A .714 WHIP is absolutely insane. In my opinion, I think Paul Skeens is who like Jose Fernandez should have been. Strikeout to walk ratio of 6.57 is absolutely insane. He has 46 strikeouts and 7 walks to this point in his career. I think he is. I think he's a top 5 pitcher in baseball. 4 or 5, like in general. I think that's a great question to have, though. That's a great debate to have. Like in my opinion, I think DeGrom's a top 5 pitcher in baseball. But nobody's ready to have that conversation. I think Chris Sale is a top 5. Well, heading into this season, I didn't think Chris Sale was a top 5 pitcher in baseball. But the way he is pitching right now, he's kind of changed my mind a little bit. So all the Braves fans that are watching, yeah, Chris Sale is a top 5 pitcher in baseball. Oh, you're talking about top 5 pitcher in baseball. If we're saying in general and all time, Paul Skeens is not top 5. It is way too early, but because you've seen everybody said Tariq Skubal was the greatest pitcher in baseball, had an interesting start to the season, and then loose bodies in his left elbow, causing inflammation. Oh, current. Even with two Cy Youngs, in my opinion. Yeah, yeah. I think so many people are ready to. Well, here's a question I do want to throw out because everybody at the station, Jason, says that Tariq Skubal is a Hall of Famer already. I don't think Tariq Skubal is a Hall of Famer already, but here's why. You look at Corey Kluber. Corey Kluber has been eligible for the Hall of Fame, I think, heading into this year. Yes, he has multiple Cy Youngs, but you also got to look at the ERA. You also got to look at the FIP. You got to look at everything that the committee looks at when it comes to baseball Hall of Fame inductions. And I don't think Corey Kluber, like, or Tariq Skubal have what it takes to be in the Hall of Fame. I love Corey Kluber. I think he was one of the more underrated pitchers during the 2010s because it's hard to be overshadowed. Like, it's hard to make your name present as a top pitcher in baseball when you have guys like Verlander and Scherzer and Kershaw and even Sale dominating the entire decade. Like, I'm reading Corey Kluber's stats right now. 116 wins, 77 losses. I feel like you need to reach like the 200 around there. But he has two Cy Youngs. He has three All Stars and an ERA title. 1,725 strikeouts. He kind of dwindled towards the end of his career. In 2018 was his last like really solid season. 20-7 record, 289 at the age of 32. And then 2019 he got injured. 2020 that was COVID year, so it was kind of a scratch. And then he got put in 2021 to the Yankees. Pitched really solid, 5-3 record, 383. And then the Rays, he didn't really do much with a 10-10 record. And then his last year in the MLB, 3-6, 704 with Boston. And he is 40 years old. That's crazy. He's 40 years old. That's insane to me. Because he made his debut back in like 2011. That makes me feel old, man. Like, now realizing that Trout is like 34, 35 years old, and that Bryce Harper's 34 years old here in the year 2026, and that these guys are almost at the end of their careers. Like, I remember waking up as a 7-year-old kid watching MLB Network and seeing Mike Trout get drafted by the Angels. I do. And I actually had Austin Kleschka. If anybody is familiar who are still in the chat with Austin Kleschka, he was there in person. So, Skubal, Sale, Yamamoto, Cole, Wheeler, Gilbert right now over Skeens. I love Wheeler. I love Yamamoto. I think Skeens right now is kind of equal to Yamamoto. Because, hold on. Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Or as Brandon calls him, Yoshinobu Yummy Toes. Because he didn't know how to pronounce the guy's name. So let me pull up his baseball stats. Yeah, I think Skeens is like slightly above Yamamoto. Just slightly. But there's definitely an argument there. I love the resurgence of Logan Gilbert, by the way. I love Logan Gilbert. Wait, I can see that. 100% I can see that. Yamamoto throwing a no-hitter. I'm trying to think of who threw the last no-hitter. Yeah, Logan Gilbert's not doing great. I like Logan Gilbert. I mean, strikeouts are high, but his record and ERA don't show it. Like, this is the second worst start to his career. Like, last season, he didn't really do much. 2024, he didn't have the greatest record, but great ERA. I think something that gets swept under the baseball committee is record. Because you got to look at a pitcher can pitch absolutely amazing. Paul Skeens, for example, pitched amazing. Garrett Cole, for example, pitched amazing, but didn't have the run support to continue him through. If you give up, say a guy is on the mound for about 6 innings, gives up an earned run, but has like 10 strikeouts, and you end up losing the game 1-0, then the guy's going to get out. The guy's going to get a loss on his record. I think run support is very key when it comes to records for pitching, and that gets swept under the baseball committee. Like how these guys pitched in certain situations. It's just very intriguing to me how that's kind of like set up and everything. Yeah, he was so close last year, 1 out away. Bro, there was a time when I thought that Miles Michaelis was going to get a no-hitter. Then gives it up in the 9th inning. Jack Flaherty was close too. I miss the St. Louis Cardinals, Jack Flaherty. Let me know if you guys want to see that being made a segment on JD Sports Zone, where it's players that you miss in this uni. Players in a uni that I miss, like St. Louis Cardinals, Jack Flaherty. I miss him in a Cardinals uniform. Or I miss Kemba Walker on the Hornets. Something like that. Let me know if you want that to be a segment. So, I don't know. But I've been on live for about 30 minutes. That's crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna try and do one live at least a week now since college is over, everything's done. Dude, I'm so excited to graduate. It's a little for anybody listening who's in college, it's nerve wracking. It is. The job market for the media industry, it's rough at first. Just trying to get your foot in the door in any way. Make sure you know a guy. Because I've had so many things fall through. But don't let that keep you down because what you do is great work. Make sure to build a portfolio, make those connections, build up your resume. Like Jason Barker said, he doesn't have the resume right now, but build up the resume. And don't be afraid to reach out. The worst they can say is no, or just leave you on red. Like, when it comes to relationships, the worst they can say is no. I think that's the dumbest statement. But when it comes to job opportunities, really the worst thing they can say is no. When it comes to job applications. But again, I hope y'all have enjoyed, this live stream so far. Hashtag nerds. Make sure to go use a code to get 10% off nerds, I think. I'm playing, not sponsored yet. But if Nerds wants to sponsor me, make sure to hit me up in the DMs. So, but I hope y'all have had an amazing night. I'm about to get more interviews. By the way, again, big announcement. Tune in tomorrow. Interview will be going live at 4 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to set it up for that time with former MLB pitcher, Baltimore Oriole Connor Green. Shout out to Mr. Green for his time. Super excited to get to have the chance to talk with him about him, his career, him playing at different stages of baseball from the international level to the MLB level and everything post-retirement. The best thing I love to hear from former MLB players is what they're up to post-retirement and how they've kind of adjusted with that. So I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I'm going to try and do a live once a week. I'm going to call it the JD Sports Zone Show. I got to set up my stream deck. I'm going to be playing like hotkeys and stagers during the lives, so stay tuned for that. Tell me what content you guys would like to see. Go give me a DM on IG under JD Sports Zone, same logo. Might have some shamrocks in it just because of the springtime, and I kind of said it like that. But yeah, I hope y'all have an amazing day. Thank you guys to everybody who tuned in. Jason, Dylan, Little Snoop earlier in here. Dustin, the puppet, Colin Walsh, everybody for joining in. And I hope y'all have an amazing day and stay tuned for future content. I appreciate y'all.